Hello everybody, my name is Olisrem and I have the wonderful Barcode with me, also Timo. He is the mid laner for Fenrir. If you've been here a few hours ago, then you saw him play and perform against Upper 5, and now he's here to talk a little bit about the upcoming match, which is going to be against Roar. So, Barcode, glad that you are here.
Hello everyone. Yeah, thanks for having me, I guess. Really excited to cast for the first time.
Are you, I mean, we talked a little bit about it. So are you really looking at like Division 3 stuff? Do you know most of the team names in the brackets?
I know a lot of team names, yes, but I didn't really follow the group much. Watched a couple of games of Foxnyr, of course, but not that many.
I see. So, in general, do you feel like there are certain must-ban or must-first-pick picks right now? For example, the Foxnyr has been pretty dominant, and then at the same time he has been nerfed a few patches, what is it, 5 or something, non-stop, and yeah, so what are the best champions TLDR to you right now to first pick or ban?
I mean, at the moment, a really good jungler, as we saw in our series before, is Nidalee. And looking at the enemy jungler, he's spamming a lot of Nidalee at the moment. So that's definitely something that could be banned. In my opinion, like, just picking mid lane, some mage blind is also really good at the moment. Like, something like Wei. Obviously, Wei is really overpowered at the moment, to be honest. It's always something to look out for. And yeah, Skarner, of course. Even though nerfed as a flex, in my opinion, not as great anymore, but still a really solid top laner.
So you think he's not really good in like jungle anymore? So did Riot take our junglers away again? Is this what you're telling me?
In my opinion, yes. Especially like support. I mean, Skarner in jungle is definitely his weakest role, in my opinion.
Oh man.
But still possible to play, but I don't think we will see it anytime soon again.
Oh man, remember when everybody could have their champions on their lanes, and now, yeah. But it's competitive as well, right? You will always have some weird flex picks. For example, you said you can go for strong mid lane picks. Now, looking at your series, you had a really high priority on the Tristana and the Corki. Do you think they are also really high in the list, or was that more like matchup or like team specific?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the whole split, we've seen Tristana really high priority, really strong champion, never got nerfed. So I don't know why it's not perma-picked anymore, but it's still really strong, has no weak matchups at all. Yeah, you can always first pick Tristana, in my opinion.
I see. So Tristana over Corki, do I get that correct?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it wasn't really that big of nerfs, but especially with taking away the lethality Corki build, it's really rough to pick him early, especially blind. He can be answered into the Tristana, but Tristana still has the edge over him, in my opinion. But I think he's really like disappeared from the meta.
Okay, now looking at ADCs as well, I did see some teams first picking Jinx sometimes. What do you think about that, you know, going for an ADC really early?
I think it's always like the best lane to first pick or blind pick, in my opinion. I mean, ADC is just, it always has some really strong champions in the meta, but not really that counter-pickable lanes. I mean, if you have someone like, I'll take Left-On for this, who plays Swain ADC or the Draven ADC, it's really good to have counter pick on ADC, but in most cases it's just the best lane to blind pick, as you can't really that hard counter the bot lane, especially with also having support picks. Yeah.
Oh, I see. There's a lot of support from your team in the chat as well. That's amazing.
Yeah. I read it as well.
Hell yeah. Hi, Kimaru, and guys, we can jump into draft because all the teams are ready. Everybody set the, you know, the good old I am ready. And it is going to be Foxnyr on the blue side at first. and it is going to be Roar on the red side. So let's see what this draft evolves or devolves into, I guess. Looking at the first bans, any special opinions on those?
I think, I mean, I was looking at the matches before, like, I was also gonna say they probably gonna ban Ashe. Ashe is just still flexible, it's a really safe ADC, it is counterable, but not that hard counterable. And they played it in the last Prime League matches. Also, very interesting ban is Zyra. I mean, just it came out of nowhere, got a little buff on jungle damage, and is one of the fastest clearing junglers, really annoying to scrimmage against.
I see. Okay, the bans are through. I see a lot of hate for AP champions here on one side, and then, yeah, the Tristana, so you do not have to choose. Do you like the sequence here? Do you like the Tristana last ban and then Nidalee first pick for Foxnyr?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna ban Tristana on blue side, you always want to ban it as your last ban, because you still have the hope of your enemies just banning it before it. But yeah, I'm not sure about... I mean, they obviously don't want them to pick Tristana, but I don't know, Nidalee, as I said before, really strong pick. But not... I just don't know if our jungler plays it, because I haven't watched, but yeah, really strong first pick overall.
Oh yeah, Zerberus is a funny dude, like, I can tell you... what have we seen from him? We have seen Master E, and it worked, by the way. We have seen some, like, Brand Zyra stuff, and it worked. I have not seen the Nidalee yet, but if he plays, you know, such a big vast champion array, I feel like he should be able to also pilot the Nidalee, especially because she's really good right now. But yeah, talking about poke and also talking about strong characters, we have not really talked about Ezreal, right? But I feel like he has also seen a big rise in popularity.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal just got... I think he got a slight buff. And with all the nerfs to several other ADCs, like Ezreal, Kai'Sa are the two prime ADCs at the moment. Ezreal is a really good blind pick ADC, can poke, has a lot of damage, has a really safe lane to enable roaming supporters. And Kai'Sa is just a classic counter pick into it. I mean, you can always follow the Ezreal E's with the Kai'Sa ults, and it's just a really good matchup.
Ah, I see. I gotta say, personally, I never really knew where to place Kai'Sa. I always thought she's like decent, but I rarely see a Kai'Sa completely popping off, if you know what I mean. It always seems like a solid pick. But whenever Ezreal hits like those 3 items, then his Mystic Shots, they hurt so much. So, but yeah, when you say it, I mean, paired with a Nautilus, I think Kai'Sa can be a really good pick. And now, we see the first 6 picks, and before we talk about the next bands, do you already have a bit of a favorite so far, just judging from the first picks now?
I mean, both comps have some really strong parts, and I think some picks that take away from other strong parts. Like Kai'Sa Nidalee, obviously a lot of poke. Nautilus really great with the Kai'Sa and the Nidalee to just secure the poke or the all-in on the bot lane. Ezreal, as I said, really safe laner, enables roam supporters. So Braum, obviously really great into Nautilus Kai'Sa, but Braum doesn't really roam that much. So that kind of takes away, and the lane itself, the 2v2, isn't that strong of a pairing with Ezreal. So at the moment, I would say I prefer the Foxnyr draft, but I do think they need a bit of more of a front line, as you want with Nidalee.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, right? Sometimes you go for a Xin Zhao, Jarvan, Lee Sin, whatever in the jungle, and then you already have the front line. And sometimes you pick something like Nidalee, and that kind of means, okay, you have Nidalee against Jarvan. So just looking, Smolder, yeah, just looking at the entire, what do you call it, like identity of the picks, we still need a tank from somewhere. Now, there are not a lot of viable mid lane tanks, so do you think we will we just see a blind pick tank on top lane, or what would you pile it into?
I mean, Ivan would be quite weird. But I mean, yeah, I would just pick a normal mid lane pick. I wouldn't pick front lane there. And on top, I think against this comp, Xin is a really nice pick, but I don't know where it's going. Xin is really good into this comp.
Wait a second.
So it's maybe an Italy top lane or a Xin top lane, I guess.
No, it's Xin mid lane actually. Trust.
Wait, Xin mid lane.
It has to be Xin
That
mid
would
lane.
be blind pick Xin mid lane would be kind of crazy.
What?
I mean, I really like the Xin pick here, but not sure about it within Italy.
Okay, we are cooking for sure. Yeah.
That's really interesting. They have a lot of magic damage here. With Kaiser, you obviously at the moment really want to go the poke build. I mean, you can go on hit here, but Nidalee, Cannon, and Kaiser is quite a weird combo in my opinion, because Nidalee and Kaiser want to poke from back, and Cannon wants to go in. So, I'm not sure about that.
Can you maybe
Vladimir.
use the cannon ult to like disengage and deny the enemies engage? Maybe that's the thought process. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean for that is it Nidalee mid lane actually? Nidalee Ezreal mid lane would be quite a cool matchup. I would love to play that.
What are we looking at here?
I mean, I've tried some Ezreal mid lane myself as well on my second account. It's actually quite fun. Lacks a bit of wave clear, of course, but it's actually really strong because Ezreal is so good in the meta.
Oh man. Okay. We have like 3 or even 4 minutes to talk about this. So, you know, we have a high elo player here from one of our teams. So let's dissect everything a little bit. Because, of course, now the lanes are locked, right? They could, in theory, still swap around, but, you know, it's not really sportsmanlike. So let's just assume those are the champions on the proper lanes. Cannon against Vladimir. Thoughts on that one first?
I mean, Cannon is traditionally really good against melee champs, of course. Picking it against something like a tank, just to farm up a little and be really strong in teamfights and scary in mid game. Vladimir kinda takes away from the Cannon. I mean, Cannon works a lot with poking your lane enemy. Vladimir just presses Q and heals himself. Also, all-ins from Cannon don't really work against Vladimir, so I think that's actually a really good counter pick here.
Okay, but wait. Hear me out. Attack speed 80 Cannon.
Yeah, that would probably be better against Vladimir, but looking at the... actually...
I mean, he has to, right? Because else they have like so much magic damage, as you mentioned, right? So
I would probably prefer just going normal on-hit Kaiser build here, which synergizes a bit more with the Cannon going in, with the Xin going in, with the Nautilus going on. But then Nidalee is kind of a solo poke champ here. But yeah, I mean, on-hit Cannon could probably work here. But in late game it would be really, really rough if it is an on-hit Cannon against smaller Ezreal.
Do you think he will just die to the Vladimir if he tries to split push and force the Vlad to respond to him?
I don't think either of them would have kill pressure at all, because Cannon can just always run out. Vladimir can always like disengage with his W and E slow. Cannon should have push, I would say that, because he can just... I mean, Vladimir has great wave clear, but I don't think Vladimir can really use his wave clear against Cannon without getting punished on the side lane.
I see. Okay, now, the obvious cat in the bag. Again, I love the cats in the bag because we have Nidalee in here, so of course we have a cat, you know. It was a Rengar hover as well. No, but I feel like, okay, you know, fast forward. Jarvan, Xin, okay, we know what those champions do. 80 bruisers, sure, right? Nautilus, Braum, we know what those champions do. You know, tanky supports with engage, disengage, sure. But now, Nidalee mid lane against Ezreal and Kaiser against Smolder. I think those are the interesting ones to talk about, right?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played against the Nidalee mid lane in like 5 years, so not that sure. But
okay.
I think in theory, both are really slow at pushing the wave, you know? I mean, Nidalee has some AoE spells in her melee form, but then just gets poked down by the Ezreal. And they will probably just kinda throw some Qs at the opponent and otherwise just farm. Maybe both will look a lot to play with their junglers, because I think both mid-jungle duos are really, really strong in most parts of the game, as they have a lot of burst on single targets.
Okay. with that, I hope you're in game as well, because we are going to jump into the game here. Again, don't forget to fast forward a bit.
Yep.
And there we are, guys, with the beautiful intro, of course. We are going into the first game of the main team. It is going to be Foxnyr on the blue side. And the answer that they hope to find with the last pick on the red side. Because to me, the Vladimir is the really interesting one. I have not seen a Vladimir in ages. And I gotta be honest with you. Now, we have not talked about scaling, but whenever I talk about scaling and I see a Vladimir and a Smolder, I'm a bit worried, actually.
Yep. So in general, Foxnyr, depending on the Kaiser item build, but I would kind of assume him still going the poke build here. Because at a certain point, it's not possible to fight anymore against this comp. Against Vladimir, against Smolder with the Braum shield in front of them, Ezreal as well, really good at scaling. At a certain point, like 3 items, you really can't win teamfights here anymore. But maybe they can work around with some poke on the Smolder, especially.
Okay, so I hope that means in theory that Foxnyr has the stronger early game. Would you agree on that then?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, definitely. Like every lane has probably the stronger early game. As mid lane is a bit of a wild card. Ezreal has really strong early game skirmishes actually, especially from the moment he has a Sheen or something. But yeah, bot lane, I mean, Braum neutralizes Nautilus a little bit, but they're definitely stronger in a 3v3 fight with jungle. Top lane should also be stronger with Xin, Jarvan. And yeah, again, just these two weird mid picks make it a bit hard to analyze, but yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Oh, that's perfect. Always having some fun new things here. Level 2 on bot lane is going to result in a bit of poke here, but yeah, Brother Lewis went with the shield first, so will not take too much damage. Now, why is Jarvan on the bot side and Xin Zhao is clearing 3 camps and heading towards top now? I smell cheese.
Yeah, looks like they just kinda want to play around the top lane. Like getting the cat in the head in this matchup would be really beneficial for them.
Okay, Flash is
Flash
out. Yeah, Nuguri is my friend. No more Flash, but is that worth it? I feel like Jarvan is so ahead in tempo now. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, in general, Jarvan will just full clear here. Of course, bot lane has to care. But the bot wave is pushing into Foxnyr here, which could also mean that they will just invade with Jarvan. If the bot lane, Braum, Smolder has Prio, they can just, mid lane as well, can freely invade into the Xin, so he has to really care here going to his red buff.
Oh yeah. Indeed, indeed. So Warshogun on his way here to poke the Raptors, at least a little bit, but he also realizes Nidalee missing, so Inspire is watching in the shadows. And Ezreal going for a backboard. Yeah, of course our eyes are mostly glued onto mid lane. I mean, you as a mid laner especially, right?
Yeah.
Interesting matchup. Now I'm wondering, does he go for a cull even, or tier, of course, a little bit scaling, and boots, TP'd right back. Now I'm asking myself, when does the mid lane start to, like, I don't know, when does Nidalee start to all in? Level 6 maybe, because her Cougar spells get a bit stronger with the level, or I don't know, something like that.
I mean, on Nidalee, it always depends on that spear, right? Which, also here, about the item, the boots is a really nice buy against Nidalee in my opinion. I mean, it really makes it hard to poke here.
Well, Xin is looking for something at the same time. But you can't really reach it, and I hope that does not become the name of the game here. We saw Cerberus ganking 2 times already. Oh, bot lane, we also have an early barrier here from Rafanal. But that's about it. Okay, we did get a barrier though, which is pretty nice. But now Xin, yeah, Cerberus, as I said, already ganked twice, and both times the enemies, they just kinda ran away. So I hope that's not a pattern that we see more often here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, here, what we see is mid lane constantly pushing, so it will be really rough. Especially here, we see the wards in our jungle on both bot lane at the Drake and top lane at the Gromp at the moment. So they have really good information about Xin, right? Mid lane has perma prior, bot lane is resetting now because they shove the wave and want to reset.
Oh no.
That cancel is really good.
Kindu might be in trouble here, getting exhausted. He had to flash away. How doing everything to keep his ADC alive here. Getting a hook here, using the ignite. Roger Lewis has to watch out himself now. Oh my god, Ezreal almost fished for a kill there with his ultimate, but nobody died so far. But you gotta answer me something real quick. I just say, hey, nobody died so far, and yet Roar is ahead, almost 1,000 gold. Why is that?
I mean, there is a 9 CS lead in jungle. Jungle camps give traditionally quite a lot of gold. He got the Raptors, I think, or did get some of the enemy camps. Xin lost a bit of time by the top lane play. And then we just see in general top lane is CS lead. Mid lane is quite a heavy CS lead for that early. And yeah, that's probably where the gold lead's coming from.
I see. I mean, as long as it doesn't translate into item leads, I guess it is a-okay. And now we are seeing the absolute classic, you know, this season's classic in my opinion, with the Void Cabins. The trait. What is your opinion on that one? Do you just take it as it goes, or do you usually plan what you want early game, or how does that one go in a competitive environment?
We always plan for what's like more valuable for our team comp, right? In this situation, I mean, they could probably be strong enough fighting that Drake, but it's really risky with just losing their sums on bot lane a couple seconds before. And if they want to play, as they can't really teamfight later on, play Cannon on side lane with some grubs is really strong here. I mean...
Okay, top lane, is this the kill that we've been looking for? Nuguri trying to get out of there, but first blood, let's go! Foxnyr, finally, after fishing for so long, we can abuse the flash not being up here. Nuguri is friend, and it's so funny, it's up in basically the next minion wave, so perfectly timed there, well played.
Yeah, that was a really nice gank. As we saw, the Vladimir had the pixel warded.
Also, Bruce.
There's another fight.
Oh no, he might have to watch out. Xax is maybe a bit too deep. Now, who are we going to focus? Inspire, no more mana, but as we all know, it does not cost any mana. Oh my god, Cerberus so low. Inspire also flashing away. Xax flashing after Inspire, so mobile. And now Darky is here. He does not have his Slicing Maelstrom, but also, oh my god, the flash! He survives, and now the support is also here, but everybody is so low. Flash from War Shogun will be burned. He did not have his flag and drag ready. And this, I was so worried here, but somehow they all survived.
I mean, luck always plays a part in League of Legends, I would say. Really
was there a crit?
For Foxnyr here.
Was there a crit? No? Okay, it wasn't luck, all skill, baby.
Okay. No, what I wanted to talk about before, the Vladimir had the top lane bush actually warded, but the Xin had a really nice wraparound around the Nash pit to gank the top lane, so Vladimir didn't see, which was really big.
Oh, he might see Cerberus too late again. He has flash up now. He might look to flash over the wall. Meanwhile, on bot lane, Braum wants to engage there. The mom gets called. And Kindu is level 6, but you probably do not want to use your ultimate to get in there. Spear connects, meanwhile. Nuguri's friend, he uses his Hemo Plague. Cerberus, Wind becomes lightning connects as well, and he can finish off Vladimir, the second death. And this looks like the weak point that we want to deny early game Inspire following War Shogun. War Shogun took the plant, so his flag and drag could be up again, and this means he will get out. So close fights in the early game here.
Yeah, I mean, really nice move by Inspire to go towards the Vladimir coming. Cannon didn't chase, which is also really big because he had a really massive wave at his turret, right? So he got the XP, Inspire and Cerberus got the kill. Also Xin getting the kill in the early game with now his Eclipse is really big in this state. I mean, it's the strongest champ on their team comp and is really ahead now, at least item-wise.
Exactly. Eclipse, I remember it had lethality for so long, and now it's just a huge AD stick, basically. 70 AD, and I feel like the ability haste and the shield are just a cherry on top. But if your champion likes AD, then you probably like Eclipse, right?
Yeah, I really hate the item, to be honest. There's nothing worse than like fighting a bruiser with like 200 HP, he procs Eclipse on you and outtrades you somehow. I really dislike it.
Well, I mean, you dislike playing against it, so...
Yeah.
So you like having it...
really play champs.
Having it in your team. Hell
yeah. Yeah, of course. That's always nice to have.
I remember when I played Briar a lot when she came out, I spammed that item on her. I felt like all her AD ratios were so good, and getting the Eclipse early and with so much AD was always a nice one. But yeah, talking about getting stuff, 1 minute until Dragon, and until then, War Shogun is actually taking a free Void Kevin, so yeah, it seems like not too much happening. The counterplay on bot lane though, and the Void Seeker connects and everything goes just as planned. Brother Louis flashing away while using his Glacial Fissure, but of course we can easily follow that one up, so one might say the flash was even wasted a little bit, and I think we will gladly take the trade. Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, like, you know.
Here, War Shogun will... Okay, he will die. I take it.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really good for Foxnyr. They got the grubs. They probably knew that Jarvan was at the grubs, so they decided to go into their bot side jungle. The enemy bot lane went into the jungle without any vision, got caught, so you got a really nice cross map for the grubs already, and then also got the solo kill onto the Jarvan. It's really, really good for Foxnyr here.
Yeah, I was a bit worried for Darky, but of course he went back to base, took the save, TP. A lot of plates for the Vladimir, so I'd like to compare the gold real quick. We can see 500 gold lead for Vlad. Mid lane is a huge lead actually. Xaxa on, yeah, almost a 1k gold lead. So Inspire on Italy is suffering a little bit. But else, I feel like we are looking really strong because, of course, the big one is a 1,300 gold lead on the Sin. So wherever Cerberus is, it basically means we are way stronger right now.
Yeah. So always on these bruiser kind of matchups, Darvan, Xin, or like when Wukong was meta, he was also one of those champs. Even though a bit slower in the really early game, you really want him to get some gold earlier. Maybe another fight.
Oh yeah, on bot lane, the stun is going through and Nautilus is not tanky enough for this one. But now where is Cerberus going? Where is he trying to get his damage done? War Shogun will be the first victim here. Cerberus, of course, on the Xin, he will not stop with dealing damage, but his entire team basically dies in the process. He will kill everybody though. And this is Inspire surviving. And this is also Cerberus super omega uber fat right now on 6 kills on a 500 gold shutdown. But I think we take those. And of course I have to thank InSport for the raid. I hope you all had a good series, but over to you. No, not over to you, because on top lane, How is also there. The ultimate will force Nuguri to use his pool. The hook does not connect, but it doesn't even matter. Goodbye, Nuguri, for the 3rd time already.
The hook was obviously missed just to give Cannon the kill. I mean, obvious. Yeah, but the bot lane fight, really, really good. I mean, it started really rough because Nidalee and Xin were on the Drake, right? And they weren't moving while the bot lane of Foxnyr decided to engage. The others were still doing the Drake, so really rough spot to start the fight actually. But then we saw everyone was going for the Kaiser. He managed really nice to move out of it, while Xin was just doing a lot of damage with that Eclipse first item. His big gold lead really shown there.
Okay, wait. Can we look at Inspire's item build, please?
Yeah. So I mean, I actually wanted to like say something about it because he plays Airy, right? So I thought he would go like something supportive, one item, but rushing Moonstone is really interesting. I don't think it's worth, to be honest. But I mean, they have a lot of damage already, so why don't
Oh,
not
Cerberus!
just hold that heal?
He gets healed for a ton though. That makes me want to play support Shen again though. Oh, Darky,
Yeah.
no flash. He is trapped in the Cataclysm here. Cataclysm goes down though. But with the Hemo Plague, Darky will not survive to see another wave. Instead, he will be forced to go back. And I think his TP will not be up in time. So this top lane turret is probably pretty dead. Unless...
Yeah,
Nah.
I mean, really big kill for the Vladimir. Another fight.
Yeah, no.
Just gets out. Yeah. I mean, really unlucky kill for Foxnyr. I mean, the Vladimir getting ahead could be the biggest problem here if he gets to get a little more kills. Nice movement by Henkindo here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, back to the item build of Nidalee. I mean, when you have such a fat Xin Zhao, you have already so much damage with the Kaiser, with the cannon. I honestly really like the support build.
And we also talked about how they want to end it early anyways. Now, how would you like to... Oh my god, yeah, how would you like to find your engages? Getting a second kill there. Brother Luis, no help inside, so even if he reaches the turret, Foxnyr might decide to just keep on chasing. And Cerberus, he's waiting for the wave maybe. Oh man, poor little Boro Master, poor Midder. Okay, I'm a bit mad about that one, how dying for that, but I think it could be worse. We are seeing some kills transitioned over to our main carries now.
Yeah, I mean, again, really nice play. That's the strength of Cannon with Kaiser. Cannon stuns someone, Kaiser can ult onto him, onto the squishy target, and just one-shot it. Like, really good. I mean, obviously, Vladimir gets a lot of gold here, but just giving a bit of breathing room to your bot lane now. 3-1-5 Kaiser, really strong. Another fight.
The classic solo ADC in side lane against the Bruiser or Assassin. I mean, yeah, that's just what you kind of have to expect when you go solo into side lane as ADC, right? Or as squishy.
Yeah. I mean, there's no really, they don't lose anything as their team covers the top side jungle, so Jarvan can't take any camps.
Yeah, that's fair.
Really, really good state here at the moment for Foxnyr.
Now, Cerberus is already on the second item here. That is Thunder Sky. Also, Xin Zhao does have the Herald right now. So, again, we are... I gotta be honest here, I'm a bit worried about only being 2,000 gold ahead. I would like the lead to be a little bit bigger, to be honest. Because still, it is still Smolder, it is Ezreal, it is Vladimir. They are like turbo mega scaling. And we still... we don't have a single turret cracked yet, except for the bot lane one. So, of course, I think we are in a good state. But I'm also a bit worried here that maybe once Nuguri hits the second item with the Robodon already, might be dangerous. Now, in the mid lane, we can see Brother Luis tanking a lot of damage. Cerberus, he will not slow down there. Meanwhile, on top lane, Darky as well in the 1v1, but nope! Warshagun makes it a 2 versus 1. And that means the inhib might be open soon, depending on what we are doing now.
Yeah, a lot has happened there. Quite unfortunate for Darky that Jarvan was there, because I do believe that after Vlad's ult ran out, he would have killed the Vladimir solo. But yeah, I mean, still overall the play, really good that Nidalee went to defend the turret here. Still good play for us, for Foxnyr got the turret, now get the Drake. Ocean Soul, really, really good here for both teams, probably. So yeah, overall still good play. About your point with the only 2k gold, I mean now 3k. No, still 2k, yeah, it's quite worrying. Good thing is that Smolder really is behind by a lot. His stacks really, he has 170 stacks, it's still quite good because there's a lot of fighting, right? Smolder likes fighting actually because he gets a lot of stacks from it. But yeah.
Well, let's see how this show continues and how the curtain will close here on the stage. Because again, of course, do you think we will see a phase now where Cerberus should, in theory at least, start to fall off? Or do you think he will still be a big threat for a long time to come.
Yeah, he definitely will be a big threat for a while now. I mean, just him getting... For Xin, it's really easy to get onto the carry slot, right? Even if there is a Braum there, it's quite easy. And just a soon-to-be 3 items, Xin will one-shot both Ezreal and Smolder.
I see. Yeah, of course, you know, I'm a jungle and bruiser enjoyer myself, so I will always cry a little bit about peel champions or like Ezreal's Arcane Shift and stuff like that, but I really like the decision here, by the way. Warshogun will spot us doing the Nash, and we are looking for the engage. The Cannon TP is coming through, Vladimir TP as well. Cannon instantly ulting onto the backline here, and we will get the AD carry. We will maybe get Brother Luis. No, we will not. Meanwhile, Zerberus in a literal 1v3, using the ult to stay alive as long as possible. How will this one end? Cataclysm, Hemoplag, shot down here for Nugiri's friend. We have to somehow get the Vladimir here. Come on, double kill for Vlad. Vlad with the next one. Zerberus alone against the world here, against 2 really strong members. Darky also joining this one, getting 1 kill. Darky versus Vlad here against Nugiri, and he hits the Shuriken! He gets the kill, and this is the ace, but at what cost? 4 for 5.
Crazy fight there for this spot. I mean, again, Smolder really used this. We saw the beautiful combination of the cannon with the Kaiser ult again. Both bot laners just out instantly, the Smolder and the Braum. But then also, meanwhile, Zerberus 1v3ing the backlane with his Xin ult. Really, really strong. Then we see the Vladimir just dealing damage over a couple of seconds. And yeah, it's really scary now. He has 2 items. He got a triple kill there, which is really, really scary now for the game state. Really problematic here.
He did have the Storm Surge before, but yeah. How much gold does he have? He has 2,800 gold, so he will get a 3rd item. Oh, look at this Shadow Flame as well. I don't even want to look at his AP. He's on 550 AP basically. That is a lot of damage. I'm not sure. Do you think we can just ignore the Smolder and hard focus Vladimir, maybe? But it's so hard, right? Because of pool and the heal and everything. Oh, man.
Dragon fight coming, maybe?
Okay, Nash on 5k. Will heal back up. The Ezreal ult will poke here, and the fight is breaking out. Cerberus has to dish out so much damage here. Haha will die to Nuguri's friend Inspire, just trying to somehow stay alive, but it's not going to be enough. You said it, Barcode. You said at a certain point we cannot fight them in a 5v5 anymore, and well, looking at that fight, I think you are right.
Yeah, I mean, that's really just kind of the worst case fight. I really like the Nash call. They took too long to get out of the Nash pit, right? Now we have Smolder also getting a triple kill, I believe. Yeah, a triple kill, got his stacks now for the execute. And you have the strong Vladimir, so now it will be really rough. What I wanted to say before the fight, I mean, you kinda have to use the cannon ult for the Vladimir, but now I'm not so sure anymore.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Also, by the way, of course, I want to mention chat as well. It feels like this is the no mid lane show, right? Maybe I'm underestimating Ezreal, but like comparing it to traditional mages is what I want to call them. Like a Victor, or I don't even know, Ari, like just something with a lot of AoE damage. It feels like both those mid laners are not really doing anything, but you know, we can talk about it later after Darky was like Pikachu screaming and just instantly died, sadly.
Yeah, now it will be really rough, I think. Yeah, about the mid lane point. I mean, Ezreal obviously had a big gold lead pretty much the whole game just by farming, even though Nidalee played a lot more around his jungler, which brought him ahead. But yeah, at this point, Nidalee, of course, healing quite a bit, also with the Dawn Core item, which is really nice for like enchanter champs that like to have a lot of AP. Will fall off a little, I believe, and the Ezreal will just become stronger, as we see here.
Oh, are we seeing though? Xaxaxa in the 1v1, he will get the kill, and honestly, that is a really bad sign. Now, of course, Cerberus, he could not really walk out of there because, well, the entirety of Roar is just on the way into the mid lane. Oh no, How will get knocked up by the Glacial Fissure. How will tank a lot and will maybe get out of there. Nope. Another kill for the Vlad, and I hate what I'm seeing because soon Nuguri's friend will be on a Magi's and he will be on a Zhonya's, and I mean, that one is up to you now. How the hell do we win this game?
A really rough spot. I'm not sure, to be honest, because no one really can answer the Ezreal 1v1 at this point. Because
oh no, Warshagoon jumping in, Henkindu jumping out of there with the killer instinct again. Nuguri's friend, another kill for the Vlad, and we see Cerberus just auto-attacking, dumping everything he has onto Vladimir, and he is not even half-life really. He will just use his heal on a minion and basically be super healthy again. This is just, yeah, I mean, chat is also already writing, just go next.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, that's a really rough game. They played a really good game for the most part. Then the Vladimir, after that triple kill, was just uncontrollable against the comp, right?
Yeah, Inspire going to go back into spawn. It will take him 40 seconds though, even though he's just next to it. GG's to Roar. Well played to them.
Yes.
And I think we ourselves will have to go back onto the drawing board here.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, really impressive early game, to be honest. I mean, on the side of Foxnyr, you got almost everything you wanted. You got early lead on top lane, then after that, the bot lane, after struggling a bit, but not really losing much, you give the first rake, you take the grubs, get more of a lead on top lane, and after that, you just play around your jungler. You're really strong Sin, got a lot of gold, got a lot of kills, really nice cross maps across the board. But then, yeah, that Vladimir triple kill.
The Vladimir triple kill. So, I have not seen Vladimir for a while, as I said, and now Vladimir did Vladimir things. How do you traditionally counter a Vladimir, and like, why did I not see a Vladimir for such a long time? Because if I just look at this game, then I feel like, holy cow, Vladimir, wow, such an insane champion. But I mean, there has to be a reason why he's not like in the meta right now. What is the reason for that?
I mean, Vladimir is just a really weird champ. Of course, it's quite a hard champ to play really good at first. And then it's like, he really has quite a bad early game, which he can punish. Of course, in the lane 1v1, it's really hard to do most stuff. Because he just heals back up with Q. But once you get onto him with a jungler, with a support roam, it's really, despite the pool, you don't really get out. I mean, you are invulnerable for a couple of seconds, but can't really just run out, especially on top lane, which is really punishable. And once Vladimir is really behind, he will be useless for the rest of the game unless he can farm up for 20 more minutes for free.
So, was it not enough what we did? Because we did praise our guys for the top lane early kill after getting the flash and stuff like that. So, do you think we should have put more priority into setting the Vladimir behind, or was it... I guess it was just an unlucky mid-game fight, right? Where Vladimir got some kills and then it snowballed from there, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we didn't do enough. First of all, the other team did a really good job. Where we got the bot lane kills, right? And the bot lane turret after the grubs. They did a really good job with the jungler to just allow the Vladimir to breathe a little, you know? Like every minute the Vladimir can free farm and maybe even get a kill somewhere is really nice for the champion. And that's what the enemy team just did really good, and yeah.
I see. So, first of all, thank you so much for your insights. Second of all, thank you so much to Messi TV for the subscription. It is really appreciated. And third of all, guys, do not go too far away, because of course we hope somehow Foxnyr can adapt and hopefully get the just as good or even better early game in the next one, and then get a win. That would be the goal, the only goal left for today. We will head into a short break of like 3 minutes. See you in a few. Hello everybody, my name is RNL, and this beautiful LeBlanc player over there is Barcode aka Timo, and we have just witnessed one of the drafts of all time, I guess. Of course, it's always haha funny what was that when it doesn't work, but you know, it kinda didn't work, and now the question is, how can we adapt?
I mean, we are now on red side, so I don't think we will see another Vladimir game. If so, I think there are a couple of picks we can counter with. I mean, for the bans, I don't think we will see a Nidalee mid lane again, or Ezreal mid lane, because while the Ezreal had a lot of pressure, I don't think it was worth the pick. If his team had fallen behind a bit more, it would have been quite useless. Yeah, I mean, just maybe play for some more backup for the late game, coming from mid, or I mean ADC was fine anyway with the Kaiser, but Nidalee really at a certain point with this build doesn't give that much support anymore.
Well, I could ramble on for days about this Nidalee and why it was a bit weird, but you know, some games just happen. We tried something, it did not quite work out. Maybe we will see her in the jungle next game, who knows. Well, we are about to know soon because we can jump into the draft. Here we are, and the first few bans are already shown. And I feel like that's just, yeah, the same stuff as last game, right?
Yeah, we'll probably see Ash ban, yeah. Pretty much the same stuff as last game, I believe. Maybe they will ban out the Nidalee so the enemies won't first pick it, because their jungler plays a lot of Nidalee in solo queue at the moment. But yeah, let's see.
Let's see what direction this is going, and as you mentioned, you can always hope for them to ban it themselves or something, but we banned the Tristana, the Ashe, the Nidalee, kind of the same, but again, yeah, no Nidalee this game, so we will run it back with a different jungle and a different mid lane, while on the other hand it is an Ezreal first pick, and I think we can both agree Ezreal first pick, just that solid, right?
Yeah, just really solid. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kaiser again, or the Jhin actually. Alright, but I wouldn't like picking support here as well. I think they should just pick a jungler or something, but don't pick support here in my opinion.
Well, they are listening, apparently. Leave the stream, guys. Guys, no, that's true. I would be surprised to see Divide, though. It's kind of an old school pick, you know. Back in my day, we played stuff like Rek'Sai, Elise, and Lee Sin, and Jarvan, and Xin, and we were happy. And now today's kids, you know, they play Brand and this weird Ivern guy and all those special picks. And now, if I see a Vi, it just feels like it doesn't really do anything. It's just really one-dimensional. It goes in, knocks somebody up, and... Well, I feel like so many junglers can do so much more. For example, Nocturne does kind of the same as Vi. But hey, he also turns the lights off, so...
Yeah.
Do you like the Nocturne?
Yeah, I quite like the Nocturne. Of course, it's always, you need a couple of picks to draft around Nocturne to make him really useful, but if you have the right team comp, Nocturne can just always run down the game.
I was a bit hyped for the Udyr, by the way. I love Udyr, especially since the rework. No. Shut up, Udyr's cool champion.
It's just really annoying to play against. Yeah, Orianna Nocturne.
Exactly.
Alright, yeah. So that's one of the picks I was talking about with enabling the Nocturne. Obviously, Nocturne Orianna, really broken combo where you physically can't dodge the shockwave if the Nocturne is flying towards you with the ball on him. Yeah, will be interested to see mid lane matchup here actually.
So I feel like the Jhin kinda also plays into the comp, because once the lights go out, you cannot really see anything. It gets kinda scrappy, kinda, you know, chaotic. And Jhin, with his long range CC, with his W, with his curtain call, I think that could be a nice fit into a comp of that style as well. But like, what else do we need to then finish this comp as 4th and 5th pick?
So obviously, I think at the moment you can't really get around picking some sort of front line. So that's for both teams actually missing at the moment, even though Leona Jarvan is a bit more tanky than the Nocturne. But I think just pick some beefy support, maybe some Bruiser top lane now.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Orianna ADC away mid lane or some weird stuff again, but nope. It is going to be the Brown. Now, Brown Jhin against Ezreal Leona, do you like? Do you not like?
I mean, Braum obviously really good against most of the engaged supporters like Leona, Nautilus, the classic counter pick, right? Against Ezreal, obviously can block a lot of stuff. Jhin Braum, not the biggest fan of synergy-wise, you know? Because Jhin only having 4 auto attacks, you always have to communicate well. I mean, most of the times 2 auto attacks are anyway enough for an ADC to proc the Braum passive, as Braum will also use at least 1 auto attack and Q. But yeah, I mean, it is the Kaiser Leona apparently.
Or is it? Wasn't there a time when LeBlanc mid lane was meta and then Kaiser became the go-to counter pick in the mid lane against LeBlanc, and yeah, it was AD LeBlanc as well, and then some people started playing AD or like Static Shift Ari, and yeah, that was a weird time. But I remember seeing Kaiser mid lane also in there.
Yeah, Kaiser mid lane also something I've been playing a bit on my Smurf account, my second account, together with Ezreal mid lane, but I do believe it will be an Ezreal mid lane.
The Jax, I start to like this one.
Yeah, I mean, Jax also kind of a classic counter pick into Camilla, I think. Just always when someone blind picks Camille, there was always the answer of just, yeah, pick Jax. You have the E, you have the Q to kind of get away if Camille gets a gank or something with her E. Yeah, really like the counter pick.
100%. And fun fact, many people don't know this, but in case you feel called out now in chat or something, I also like that in Jax Counter-Strike, not only are you dodging everything auto-attack based, you are also getting less damage from AoE attacks. So that means stuff like the Ezreal ultimate or the Leona ultimate. I mean, okay, that one shouldn't really matter too much, but you know, something like if the Ezreal ultimate just flies past you in a team fight, it also means as a Jax you will take a little bit less damage. So I feel like Jax is really underplayed right now, and I don't really know why. I feel like whenever I do see a Jax, he just pops off either in side lane or in team fight. So why do you think aren't we seeing Jax more often right now?
I believe the current kind of meta doesn't really allow Jax. I mean, in this series we kind of have always the as I said before, the bruiser junglers. They really want to go in with synergize really nice with Jax actually. The top lane meta is at the moment a lot of, yeah, I would say tanks, as it's a really bot lane heavy meta at the moment, which also, of course, some games could lead to a Jax 1v9ing on side lane and just finishing the game, but in most cases you want that frontline type of champ here. But in this draft you have the bruiser junglers, you have the tanky supports, you have the reliable mid lane champs with the Ezreal a bit in a, yeah, is he really that reliable? But just a really classic draft. Good pick for the Jax with the Jax here. 10 side lane could be useful in teamfights here as well. Buy a lot of time against double or triple auto attacking champs actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, again, I also feel like everything that is good in chaotic fights, as I mentioned before, is good with Nocturne. And hey, if you can just use Jhin and Orianna, of course they can deal a lot of damage, but they also have good utility in like slowing and CCing enemies and speeding up your own team. And then a Jax and Nocturne can be that much scarier. While on the other hand, yeah, we still have this Ezreal Kaiser. Of course, they are really good at arcane shifting away, killer instincting away, or even going invisible at a certain point if you are Kaiser. So I do think we have a banger game on our hands. Since we do have like a minute left or something, I just want your personal favorite here. You know, if you had to give away cookies to the team comps, you know, 1 to 5 cookies, how many cookies would you get? And who do you think has the better early game? And who will be the one that just wants to scale a little bit more?
A rough one. I mean, both teams have some kind of really good scaling. I really like the classic teamfight comp that Foxnyr has here with the Orianna ult, with the Jax, Braum. Like, they have a lot of tools to have really good teamfights, whereas the Camille, Kai'Sa, Leona have a lot of pick potential, right? Getting onto the Jhin, getting onto the Orianna and just one-shotting them. But personally, I mean, putting aside my Ezreal favoritism, as I have the Ezreal gauntlet as a tattoo on my arm,
oh hell yeah.
I would prefer to play the Foxnyr comp here, to be honest.
Oh, I gotta show you my arm after the game then. But for now, we will jump into the second game of the series, into the 4th game of today. And let's hope Foxnyr can make some magic happen. They are on the red side, and I hope the game, the picture result. Come on, there we go. We are in the game. We have Foxnyr on red side this time, and we will have Roar on blue side. Of course, I can add the 1 point for them if we, you know, just show that they've won the first game in this best of 2. But now we are here with a traditional composition. We talked about how we really like this one. No more weird picks. Every champion is where he belongs, except for Ezreal. But let's be honest, Ezreal has been kind of everywhere, you know, in some weird way.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the Ezreal jungle back in the day.
Dude. I have literally nightmares about that, and I'm not even kidding.
Oh, first fight already?
Okay, Braum is strong early game if you can trigger the passive quickly, but that's the thing with Jhin, right? You cannot just easily trigger the Braum passive, and that's why you probably also said not a like huge fan of the lane, and this puts the Kai'Sa Leona in a big position here early game already, of course. So yeah, let's hope the potions do some work for How here and will allow us to just farm our HP back up again, slowly but surely.
Yep. I mean, we see the fleet on the Jhin, so trades with fleet are always a bit better for the champions that play fleet. Top lane also trade, but nothing will happen, right? Yeah, but the one point the one thing I want to point out, I mean, Jhin isn't your traditional ADC that just pumps out a lot of DPS. So that's like the one maybe worrying point I have about the draft, besides liking it, but that could maybe become a problem if any other DPS champs fall behind a little, with the Jhin just being able to have his really powerful burst trades, but then not that much of DPS, you know?
Yeah. Inspire in the mid lane. He will die. He will not get the ball in time. Meanwhile, Warshogun on top lane wants to make sure Darky will not see the light of another day. Really smooth sidestep there. And then also really smooth flash to get away. And by the way, I just have to tell you the story real quick. The story time with Ezreal, okay? I remember, you know, I played competitive myself like years ago. And I remember we played a qualifier for like an offline final in Vienna, and we couldn't go there because like in the semi or quarter or whatever it was, we lost because I played against Ezreal jungle for the first time, and he invaded me and solo killed me. He was level 3 while I was still level 2, so I hate Ezreal jungle, man. I hate this pick.
No, I played, since Season 2 I played Ezreal in every possible role he was ever playable, or when it was Smite Ezreal mid lane with the purple AP jungle item. Oh, I loved everything. Top lane.
I love Darky's approach there. Nuguri's friend. The shield from Camille makes her so strong sometimes, and I like Darky respecting it, because if he would dive there and Nuguri using the ignite, he would probably die either way. and it would not be 100% sure because Camille with the hook shot, with the passive, just really good at staying alive. Jarvan looking for something on bot lane. How and Kindu, they should hopefully be able to get away from that one. Yep, looks solid. But of course, we have to be a bit sad about the first blood and also about Darky having to burn the flash early on top lane here. Mid lane, maybe? Is that an angle? Nah, not really.
But yeah, about the mid lane first blood, just really well played by the Ezreal, first of all. And I know that feeling, like you trade a little bit as Orianna, really good damage in the early game on trades with the passive, with the Qs and W spam. But then just somehow the Ezreal pulls out 200 damage more than expected and solo kills you. I know that feeling as Orianna in general in a lot of matchups. Yeah, well played by Ezreal. Not the end of the world, to be honest, as he just TP'd and lose that much XP. Yeah, definitely a bit unlucky.
I mean, you also saw the ball flying, so he would have almost gotten the shield in time, maybe, if it was a bit more sloppily played by the Ezreal. So yeah, of course, props where props are due. But still, we are even in gold. So Nocturne, he forms quickly, and Jarvan does not. And in the jungle, we have a basically one kill just because of the clear difference and because Cerberus just, you know, being disciplined at taking the camps on spawn. And he did decide to go for the Ionian boots as first buy. I like it a lot. That means more ults, it means more flashes, it means less cooldowns. This sounds great.
Yep. I mean, obviously there was a time where you just, on every jungler, every game, you just rushed the Onion boots, right? Where they were a bit cheaper, right? Back to the roots here. I mean, it's just spam gang. Once you level 6, you have a lot more movement speed, obviously, with the boots to get around the map. And you really want to gank here, especially mid lane with Ezreal's flash being down. He, as you can see, I think they will probably call it, as the Ezreal ease forward a lot, which you can really punish with Orianna Nocturne, right?
I don't really like us starting the dragon, or like not having started the dragon, I should say. I want to say like starting it really late, but I was just assuming we would do it. First we are going for the scuttle, and now it is dragon time.
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean, just really classic blue side, red side, proc dragon spawn, I guess. Great.
Top lane. Okay, dragon is going down. The true shot barrage from suck. Should I say the whole name every time, by the way, or should I? No. How do we call this guy?
But you have to count how much, how often it says Xa, and then also once there are 3 A's in a row, right?
Suck. In this case.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's just laughing in Russia, right? It's basically just ha 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 in Russia, I think. So, I can call him Sleepy, perfect. Mid lane is Sleepy, apparently. But he's happy. Because he's laughing in Russian. Oh. Bot lane, gank. And we see the combo now. Cerberus auto-attacking, making sure it procs and making sure we will get the first kill in this game. I was almost a bit worried, but we made it happen. And that is a great start, but also a needed start to finally get some kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see. Taking some turret shots here for the plate, worth it. Now that's what you want to see with the Nocturne, right? He gets level 6. He expects Jarvan to be on the top side of the map, probably because he just cleared both sides, and just goes for the immediate ult to get a clean kill with the Jhin ult synergy, of course. Yeah, really nice.
And again, because of the boost, he should not have like a huge ass cooldown. Yeah, it's like 100 seconds. Because I think usually it's like 2 minutes in the early game, but with that build, it's like 20 seconds less. So basically means you clear your entire jungle, you go back to base, and you can just do the same thing again.
Yeah. Maybe we can also see on the gold, it's quite a big gold lead for our jungler once again, right? But in this game, I would like to see them maybe giving some... Like, Jhin being ahead in this game would be really good. Orianna getting some gold in this game would be really good. Even though I like seeing the gold lead on the jungle, of course, as he just farmed a lot as well. I would... Like, getting some kills on the laners would be really big as well here.
Yeah, of course. I feel like every single... But, like, literally every single laner from both teams can be a win con here. And talking about that, I also saw chat asking if, you know, like both top laners are on 2 items, who would win the matchup, but maybe we have to wait with that question because, yep, Jarvan is top lane, but he cannot react.
Yeah, we just saw. Better top laner obviously is the one with the jungler on his side, right? That's how top lane works.
Are you saying jungle div?
Yeah, always.
Always.
Because
well, I
that is
feel
always
offended.
jungle.
I'm a jungler and I do not have a 100% win rate, so that means it means bot lane is getting engaged here. And what will we see here? Enkenu flashing out of the ultimate there, getting a good stun here, but just taking the more defensive approach, not trying to let anything happen. And yeah, again, not too much happening on bot lane right now.
Yeah, they got the Jhin flash for the double ult by the Inspire has to...
Watch out a little bit. Bottom mid lane, TP, the shockwave to gain some distance. Jarvan also there, Cerberus also there. Will just get the free kill here again with his tether. And we love to see it. It's a bit of the same song again as we heard last game, right? It is the jungler being kinda fat already. I mean, it's not 6 kills, it's only 3 kills, but still it's 1, 2, 3. But I hope, as you said, we need some of those chunks of gold on our laners as well.
Yeah. But yeah, that's... The next fight is happening here, I think.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah, let's not talk about the top lane fight because we lose that one. Let's also not talk about the bot lane fight, we lose that one as well. So, yeah, even though... Shockwave, not ready yet, so Darky just dying in the Cataclysm, and it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster right now. Why is that happening?
I'm not sure why that happened. I mean, probably the best approach would have been to just let Darky die here. I mean, he got Camille ulted, Jarvan was there. He can try to force something 1v1, but they're never gonna win a fight after that, right? You have a 100 HP Jax, even if he escapes, and Nocturne, which has a really hard time really free hitting against Jarvan Camille as they jump around a lot. I think you just let top die and try to get out here.
Well, we said nobody left behind, and remember the good old times like 1 minute ago when we still had a gold lead and the enemies didn't have 6 grub stacks, and it's a bit painful. It's a bit annoying, honestly, but I think this one shouldn't really matter too much, right?
I mean, we talked about grubs last game. In this game, grubs is really good.
Oh no, okay, this is just a dead bot lane unless Nocturne can do something about it. Cerberus no ultimate though, but we are surviving for a long time. Henkindu finally dying. How will also go back to base. Back into gray screen, even Inspire is here this time. Has the shockwave ready, and it has to be a huge one. Brother Luis will get shockwaved here. Inspire, he will not get the kill. Everybody except for top lane died, and man, I'm so annoyed right now, I gotta be honest. Not getting a single one here, that's a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, that's already a really rough spot at the moment. And what I wanted to say before the fight, like the 6 grubs in this game are really big for both team comps. Of course, with the Jax, with the Camille, even with the Ezreal on the other side, it's really unlucky that they have all 6 grubs.
I don't know where to start, man. It looked good in the early game. And we have some weird fights all over the map at the same time. And suddenly we are behind 3,000 gold, and it's 13 minutes. But you know, let's take it slow. Let's analyze this. So Camille on a full item, Jax is not, so she's a bit stronger. Both junglers on an item, so I guess they are even. Mid lane, Ezreal, Sleepy on Trinity Force already. I feel like he really wants Muramani as well, though. And then Inspire also taking the Rod of Ages here. Do you agree with Inspire going for that item?
I really don't see the item at all anymore. I don't think it's really good, to be honest. Maybe could work if they want to play a bit for the scaling, especially now with being behind in the early game. It will delay your power spike by a lot. Like, it will take a really long time until this Orianna can deal a lot of damage, which I don't necessarily like in this game.
I see. Nocturne hovering bot lane while Jarvan is hovering top lane, so let's see what that results in. Darky wants to go for something, but of course the enemy jungler is here, and as we said, the better top laner is the one that gets support from his jungler. Darky almost made magic happen, but of course in a 2 versus 1 it was not really working. And I have to say, I love Roar, or I mean what they're doing right now. Look at the bot lane. They are just standing there ungankable, even for a Nocturne. Perfect, they're playing it perfectly, hands down.
Yep. That's what I want to say. Like, let's talk about Foxnyr getting back into the game, right? There is a 250 gold shutdown on Kaiser. We know she just lost her flash. We have a Nocturne, we have an Orianna, so the plan here should be to overload bot lane. You know, Jarvan is top lane, overload bot lane, get that shutdown preferably on the Orianna or the Jhin.
Okay, the action is starting here. Inspire with a really good ult here, getting 2 in the shockwave. We get 2 kills as well. Like Soxa, he teleported on bot lane, but did he just teleport to die maybe? That would of course be something that we personally would love to see, but now Lugidi's friend is also here and he is the main villain of this series. He drops super low though, Inspire surviving, not getting hit here. Finally Soxa with the arcane shift and proccing his W will be so strong here with the double buff as well. 4 kills now, but I still feel like that was a net positive play for us.
Yeah, I mean, gold-wise, definitely. We lost the mid-turret, tier 2 turret. But yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying. Play around the bot lane. Kaiser has no flash. We know it's a free kill with the Orianna. Really nice move by Inspire to go down here.
Oh, Cerberus, he wants the kill. He goes in there, gets the support. He will not get the kill. And that again is something that cannot happen. That's not allowed to happen, man, because that is another kill for the Ezreal now.
Yeah, that's greedy. I mean, I would have probably gone for the same play and died the same way, so I can't blame anyone here.
Truth.
But yeah, of course, which is unlucky, the Nocturne got the shutdown on the Kaiser, which is not optimal. Jhin got a shutdown onto the Camille. But yeah, the gold distribution is just... The Nocturne won't be able to do as much as he did in Xin last game and this game, I believe, with the gold.
Yeah, I always feel like Nocturne just falls off really hard as soon as everybody else has a lot of stuff here. Now, he is not falling off quite yet because, as you can see, he's still really potent. We will see them getting the kill just barely, but trading the Nocturne for it. And Nuguri's friend is also here, just instantly punishing that play while we are farming bot lane and top lane.
Yeah. I mean, at the start of this, I thought it's a really good play, actually. We saw the Kaiser was way out of position. But then she just lived for a couple seconds too long, which meant that we couldn't get out anymore. And yeah, bot lane...
Yeah, just happens.
Yeah, I mean, that first Camille in as a mage feels really bad.
Yeah, I mean, the same as we had last game, right? If you are solo on the side lane, you have to expect to get killed, and the same way Darky on top lane, he just doesn't have the items yet. If he was on like 2 or 3 items, then sure, he could do something here, and then Jax is like really dangerous, but like this, in this situation, sure, I mean we got both side lane turrets, so it's something, but still I'm not too happy about it.
Yeah. I mean, Darky probably knew that they were coming and decided to go for the shutdown on the turret.
Yeah, now can Cerberus find the kill onto the Ezreal here? He's smiting him for the slow. He is in the 1v1. His Conquer is procced. Can he get him? He can get the shutdown! Of course, it is on the Nocturne again, but hey, a kill is a kill at this point. And it is Cerberus on 2 items here and soon to be on 3 items. Will we just trade the dragon though? Because yeah, we did burn a lot of cooldowns.
Yeah, I mean, this Drake is off the board, right? Even though we have the pick on the Ezreal, the rest of the team is still a lot stronger at the moment. We don't have the Nocturne ult, we don't really have the cooldowns to reach the Kai'Sa. That's the crucial part here, right? We need the Nocturne ult, we need the RNL ult to even reach the Kai'Sa and one-shot her.
Well, chat already saying that it's kinda Jover. From a theoretical standpoint, I would say, yeah, it is a hard one. 5k gold lead is nothing to just scold at, but still, it is Foxnyr we're talking about. It is our Auric, our hearts for the Foxes, so... And it is not a hacking Vladimir. And not a hacking Smolder this time, but, you know, Kai'Sa has to go in, you can always kill the... you know, everybody going in somehow. At least you're not just getting killed from 7 miles away. So I feel like this can always be winnable somehow.
Yeah, of course. It looks really rough at the moment, and as we know, Foxnyr, this team, our team as well, always goes for the content, right? So I believe.
We have to. We are left with no other choice. We have to believe in our boys. Now, How also believes that he can get out of this one, but I'm not really sure if... I don't know, yeah. Team is there to back him up, so... He can get out of this one without losing too much HP, because that's what I was worried about. Him just losing way too much, and then they kinda can get Nash for free, because you're down 1 member. But so far, so good. Oh, interesting. Jax is joining in the top lane. Ezreal is not here. He should have the TP off. Cerberus will die instantly without even using the paranoia. In the backline there, Hinkindu in a lot of trouble. And in the front line, can we get some kills there? At least Darky really wants that one. Will get the shutdown onto the Camille. And now it is Jax in a classical 1v the world situation. Triple kill for the Kai'Sa. And Darky getting a lot of gold. But he will not be able to just finish them all off at once. No way. It is, yeah, soon to be like 8k gold lead after the Nash. Still a really rough spot, but at least Darky seems to be ahead. And I hope Kai'Sa and Camille, yeah, they will probably wait for the spawners, right?
Yeah, they should at least. I'm not sure if they're going to. But yeah, that are actually not going to work.
Oh, they're not. Oh, interesting. They were maybe scared of Cerberus being alive and soon being in range?
No, I just think it's... I mean, probably that's what they're calling, but I just think it's a bit of a wrong call to not just wait there. 4 seconds was a Camille, like 6 seconds was on Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
What we saw there, I mean, you just aren't allowed to go into the top side of the jungle in that position, right? You already knew from like 5 seconds before that the whole enemy team is in there. You know that their top laner is at your tier 2 turret, and there's another fight.
Another fight on the bot lane. Who will leave this one victorious? The TP is coming through, the shockwave, not dealing too much damage yet. Now Nocturne joining, How joining Hinkindu will just die in the mid lane, and Inspire will also die. And I hate to say it, but I feel like this one goes to chat, because this one at this point kind of looks Jover indeed.
Yeah, that's a really rough game to come back from. Also, just want to point it out, a little bit salt in the wound, never mind.
Never mind. Can we maybe, with the help of 2 turrets and with Darky in the hero spot here, can he somehow... Nope. Against all the members, just not enough here. Inspire is up in a second. We will see the curtain call. Brother Louis is just blocking all the shot. Inspire, no shockwave just yet. It is 2 versus 4. And they will just finish the game most likely. Yep, this is exactly what they were going for. The GGs are getting called here. And this, sadly, was not our day.
Yeah, that was a really rough second game. GG's though to both teams that played. It was quite fun to watch still.
was fun to watch for sure. Again, GG's to both teams here. Of course, it was kind of expected because from the 3 teams left, Roar is definitely the strongest one. No offense to InSport and Ace, of course, but I feel like Roar, just historically speaking, is a really strong team. So, but of course, both games felt kind of winnable, right? So, has to feel bad to lose those 2 games. Barcode, any thoughts from you, like final thoughts too, regarding those games?
I mean, both games, especially in the early game, I think Cerberus really did a really good job. Out jungling War Shotgun here by quite a lot, especially in the first game. I mean, it was giga fed. Yeah, really love to see that. I really question the Orianna build here, though. That's a really weird one.
Well, speaking from one mid laner to another, different views on what is right to build. But of course, it's always easier when you're outside of the game and have a lot of time to just think. And maybe in-game, with all the talking, all the adrenaline, it is always a bit harder, if not even like much harder, to get the correct calls out. But yeah, GG's, fun games to watch. I don't think... I don't think we will be having an interview or anything. So, guys, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you've just watched the last game, if you've watched all 4 games, of course. Thank you, Barcode, for casting for the first time, right? Giving your insights here. And, of course, playing 2 banger games, fun games to watch. As well, was a pleasure having you here. But honestly, guys, that is about it. I hope, again, you have a great start into the week. 2 more games are, well, left to play. Let me look at those real quick. 1 game will be in. Yeah, I've got it in a second, In exactly 1 week, and the other one in exactly 2 weeks. The first one against InSport, the second one against Ace. I mean, of course, a best of 2 series, so 4 more games to play. And hopefully we can grab some wins there. Until then, nothing more to be said, except make sure to follow the socials, like this one and those ones. Wait, am I... yeah, there they are. There, yeah, they're like over there. I should swap basically, because then next time I can just point down like that. But yeah, like over there you have the socials. If we move match dates or anything, or maybe you also want to see Barcode play again in Division 4 and see him maybe get a shot at playing into the playoffs. How many more games do you have, Barcode, to play this season?
We have 2 more games, I believe, against, of course, without any hate, but against the bottom 2 teams of our group, pretty much. But yeah, we have 2 more games. At the moment, actually, our first place just dropped the game against our second to last place, so that's really good for us.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I will be watching right now, the second game of that. Yeah, but we have 2 more games. If we win all 4, we should have a pretty good chance to at least get the tiebreaker for playoffs.
Perfect. We want to see that as well, of course. So again, follow the socials. Make sure to not miss any of the action. And do you have a link to raid, by the way, of the game right now? Is it being live streamed?
Yes, it is. It's a French cast, of course, but yeah, that's... Wait, I can send it to you.
Perfect. I mean, that's basically scouting already, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Lausanne Esports has even a Swiss org as well, so...
Yeah, but French-Swiss.
Yeah, I remember that. So, guys, thank you again, once more, for watching, for supporting, for the subs. And we will head over with a raid to one of the potential enemies for the next streams. Make sure to give us some much needed info there, what they are doing, what they are playing, what their weaknesses are to exploit. Until then, have a great start into the week and see you next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye.